Far Cry. You know the series I'm talking about. Intense villains, explosive nonsense, weird, trippy story sequences, all hallmarks of a series that's been around for over 17 years now. But how does its newest release, Far Cry 6, shake up the formula? And where has it remained steady? Here are the 6 ways Far Cry 6 has changed from the series and 4 ways it stayed the same. Let's start with basic similarities. On a fundamental level, it's still a Far Cry game. It takes place in a humongous open world that gives you the freedom to go pretty much wherever you want in a variety of vehicles. You complete main missions, side missions, clear out bases, and craft a playstyle that either involves going in guns blazing or taking a silent and stealthy approach. All of this while working towards the goal of liberating the land from a villainous oppressor. Like Far Cry 5, there's eventually a split between the 3 main areas in Yara, each with their own storylines that you can tackle at any point, though there's definitely a recommended order. It's also got that classic Far Cry tonal whiplash of one giant moment telling a serious story grounded in a horrible reality, and in the next you're fighting gigantic chickens that were genetically enhanced for cockfighting superiority. Video games. If there's one constant in Far Cry video games, it's trippy sequences brought on by controlled substances. It's been a staple of the franchise since we got drugged by Voss in Far Cry 3. There was Shangri-La in Far Cry 4 and Vision Quests in Primal. Far Cry 5 had Bliss, and 6 is no exception. A huge plot thread in Far Cry 6 revolves around Anton Castillo using slave labor to make cancer drugs that definitely don't have adverse side effects. Rest assured, trippiness inevitably ensues. Here's where the differences start. First of all, there's no skill tree, and in fact, you have most of the skills that would be in a skill tree right from the start of the game, like the ability to instantly take down an enemy from above, or chain stealth takedowns together for a quick 2-for-1. Further special skills and abilities come from the new gear system and can be found on weapon mods, clothing, and Supremos. For example, the Fuego Mitts gives you the benefit of automatically putting you out when you're on fire. The clothing also comes in sets, but there doesn't seem to be a benefit to wearing every piece in a set, unfortunately. Other than properly accessorizing, of course, which actually matters in this game, because you can see your character. Whether you're playing as male or female Danny, cutscenes will play out in third person rather than only first person like the rest of the series. The camera also automatically switches to a third person view when you're in particular camps. You don't craft weapons, as all weapons are either found in crates strewn around the world or bought from vendors. You can't even pick up weapons from downed enemies. However, you do still craft mods, upgrades, and Supremos. Supremos are super weapon backpacks that are new to the Far Cry universe. Each one has a powerful skill that recharges more quickly when killing enemies. These include attacks like homing missiles and rings of fire. They also give secondary abilities like Furioso's air dash. Your consumables are also placed in slots attached to the Supremo and are unlocked through the Supremo's menu. You can't completely get rid of every enemy-controlled outpost. You can take over checkpoints on the road and high-value military targets marked on your map with a red icon, but some red zones will stay red indefinitely, meaning you should probably keep out of them unless you want to be shot at. In previous games, you'd hunt for animal skins and parts in order to increase ammo and equipment capacity. Far Cry 6 animal parts can be given to the camp chef in order to gain temporary buffs, or like most other currencies in the game, they can be traded for mod crafting components. These crafting components can then be traded for pesos, the game's currency. So much trading. So there you have it, a quick breakdown of how Far Cry 6 compares to the other games in the series. Interested in seeing more? Check out the first 17 minutes of Far Cry 6 in 4K as well as our review. And for everything else Far Cry, you're already in the right place, IGN.